So when we talk about these measurements and how exact that we make them, what are the numbers that we write? What are the important numbers? What are not the important numbers? So let me give you an example of how it works out. So suppose you have a strip of red tape, and it's stretched out, put down somewhere, and we put it next to a ruler like this in centimeters. What would you say this is the measurement of this piece of red tape is? So you've got, centimeters. There's 1 centimeter, 2, 3. It looks like it's between 3 and 4 somewhere. It looks like this is the halfway point. So it looks like it's less than 3.5. So try and give a measurement. I mean, think about it. Give yourself a moment to figure that out. You can pause the video and you can try and think that through. Well, when we think of a measurement like this, a reasonable answer uses what's called significant figures. And what a significant figure, when you think of the word significant means important, right? So figures refers to the numbers. So how many significant figures do we write? Well, the number of significant figures, the important numbers that you write based on what you're measuring, is always going to be the number of significant figures that are used for that measurement that is determined by the uncertainty of the instrument that you're using. So, if you're going to use a string to measure how tall a building is, you're not going to have a lot of significant figures because you're not going to have a lot of certainty in it. So, how does it work? Well, in plain English, what you do is based on your measurement, you look at the numbers that you record are going to be all the ones that you know for sure, plus the last number that's estimated. So, for example, let's say that you're 16 years old. Okay, so if you're 16 years old, and say you had your birthday a couple of months ago, which may be some of you, for sure, if you're 16 years old and some, we know that you're between 10 and 20. And if you just turned 16, we know that you're between 16 and 17. So for sure, in the number 16, we know the 1 in 16 really well, which is the tens place. We know the 6 really well because we know that it's already past your 16th birthday. But it's after your 16th birthday is what it is that we have to estimate. So let's say that it was 3 months ago, and that's a quarter of a year. So you would be 16.25, 16 and a quarter years old. Now, we don't seldom say that. I mean, when you're little, you do, but we don't do that anymore. But for sure, in your age, the 1 we know for sure, and the 6 we know for sure. It's the number after it that we're estimating. So that's how we kind of use significant figures. Now, when we talk about significant figures, we need to figure out how it is that we look at a number and tell how many significant figures. And that's going to be our next topic.